In the quiet hours before dawn, when the world still sleeps, and the wind whispers through the bamboo, there is a path few dare to walk. It is not paved with grandeur or applause, but with the subtle, unyielding rhythm of dedication, like the river that carves valleys through stone, or the mountain that stands unmoved against centuries of storm. True consistency is a force cultivated only by the resolute. Imagine a lone monk, each day moving through the same sequence of breath, stance, and motion. To an outsider, it may seem monotonous. Yet within these repetitions lies a transformative power, invisible but profound. This is not mere habit. It is the forging of spirit, the steady tempering of strength. Through patience, discipline, and unwavering focus. In our lives, consistency often feels elusive. The distractions of modern life, the lure of shortcuts, and the impatience for instant results pull us from our path. Yet, the essence of mastery, whether in body, mind, or craft, is built not in sporadic bursts of effort, but in the quiet, relentless cultivation of skill and character. Every small, repeated action is a ripple in a pond that will, over time, shape the shores of our destiny. Through this journey, we will explore not only why consistency is vital, but how to embrace it as a practice. Through mindful routines, disciplined effort, and the gentle awareness of our own limits and potential. By the end, you will see that the type of consistency reserved for the strongest is less about extraordinary acts, and more about extraordinary devotion to. Consistency is often misunderstood as mere repetition or habit. Yet, in its deepest form, it is the alignment of mind, body, and spirit with a singular purpose. A force that flows quietly beneath the surface of life. Psychologically, consistency shapes our identity. Every repeated action reinforces neural pathways, forming patterns that become the foundation of our character. The mind learns not only what to do, but who we are. Through these subtle, persistent acts, a person who trains daily, even in small ways, cultivates resilience, patience, and focus. Qualities that cannot be acquired through occasional bursts of effort or fleeting motivation. From a philosophical perspective, especially through the lens of Buddhism and Shaolin teachings, consistency is inseparable from mindfulness. The monk does not merely perform the same movements. He inhabits each motion fully, aware of every breath, every shift of weight, every intention. Each repetition is an exercise in presence. The practice is not for external reward, but for inner transformation. A quiet shaping of the soul, as steady and enduring as the mountains. In Shaolin philosophy, mastery is not an end goal, but the natural result of faithful, devoted practice over time. Just as the bamboo bends but does not break, those who cultivate true consistency yield to circumstances without losing their form or purpose. Consider the river, which over centuries carves canyons through solid rock. At first glance, the river seems gentle, even insignificant. Yet its persistence, day after day, year after year, transforms the very landscape. Similarly, human effort, even small, ordinary actions, can reshape our lives. When applied with unwavering dedication, a single seed planted in fertile soil does not become a towering tree overnight. But with steady care and attention, it eventually reaches the sky. The law of gradual accumulation governs both nature and the human spirit. Consistency is the silent architect of change. Symbolism runs deep in Shaolin practice. The repetitive strike of a wooden dummy, the rhythmic breathing of meditation, the disciplined stance held for hours. Each serves as a mirror to life itself. Challenges arise, distractions beckon, and fatigue whispers to abandon the path. Yet these trials are precisely where consistency is forged. The mind learns endurance, the body gains strength, and the spirit discovers harmony in the ordinary. In essence, consistency is not the flashy display of talent, but the quiet, unbroken devotion to growth. The invisible thread that binds effort to result, intention to action, and potential to achievement. By understanding the psychological mechanisms and philosophical underpinnings of consistency, we see that it is not merely a skill, but a way of being. It is a conscious commitment to the rhythm of life, an embrace of the ordinary as sacred, and a recognition that greatness is not stumbled upon. It is patiently built, day by day, motion by motion, breath by breath. Even the most devoted seeker of consistency faces resistance, both internal and external. The mind, conditioned to seek comfort and immediate reward, often becomes the first adversary. Doubt whispers, "Why bother today? It won't matter tomorrow." Fatigue clouds judgment, and distractions scatter attention. These mental barriers can feel insurmountable, yet they are the crucible in which true consistency is forged. Just as iron is tempered in fire, the persistent mind grows stronger when it meets resistance without surrender. Environmental challenges also test our resolve. Life's unpredictability, illness, obligations, social pressures can disrupt routines and shake confidence. A sudden storm may uproot trees, but the roots remain, quietly holding firm beneath the surface. Similarly, even when circumstances pull us away from our intended path, the foundation of our practice, if deeply embedded, allows us to return without shame or fear. Consistency is not perfection. It is the commitment to resume, to continue, and to cultivate patience with oneself in the face of imperfection. Consider the story of Li Wei, a young Shaolin apprentice. Each morning before sunrise, he would run through the temple courtyard, endure hours of meditation, and practice forms until his muscles burned. Yet there were days he felt weak, distracted, or disheartened by the progress of others. One morning, a storm struck during his training, drenching him in cold rain and gusting wind. Most would have sought shelter, but Li Wei remained, completing his routines with trembling hands. Weeks later, when he faced the formal assessment, his movements were steady, his mind calm, and his spirit unshakable. His consistency had not eliminated the storm. It had transformed his response to it. The obstacles had become instruments of strength. In daily life, these lessons are equally profound. We may stumble when deadlines pile up, relationships demand attention, or unforeseen challenges arise. The secret lies not in avoiding obstacles, but in cultivating resilience through small, repeated actions. Consistency teaches that progress is rarely dramatic. It is quiet, incremental, and often invisible. Like the bamboo that bends with the wind, yet remains rooted. We too can withstand the pressures of life without losing our center. The conclusion of this reflection is simple yet profound. True consistency is not the absence of challenge, but the ability to persist despite it. Mental barriers, environmental disruptions, and fatigue are inevitable. Yet each presents an opportunity to strengthen discipline and deepen awareness. By recognizing obstacles as part of the path, rather than detours from it, we embrace a philosophy that transforms struggle into mastery. In the journey of life, those who achieve the type of consistency reserved for the strongest do so not because the path is easy, but because they have learned to endure, adapt, and rise again. Moment by moment, day by day. Consistency is not achieved by grand gestures or sudden bursts of effort. It is nurtured through small, deliberate actions, repeated over time. To cultivate the type of consistency reserved for the strongest, one must integrate mindful practices into daily life, weaving them seamlessly into the rhythm of each day. These practices harmonize body, mind, and spirit, creating a foundation for enduring discipline and inner calm. Daily mindfulness practices begin with meditation and breath work. Even 10 minutes each morning can anchor the mind and cultivate awareness. Sit quietly, observe the flow of your breath, and let thoughts pass without attachment. In Shaolin philosophy, the breath is the bridge between mind and body. Through conscious breathing, we gain control over mental turbulence, enhance focus, and strengthen willpower. As you inhale, visualize drawing energy and clarity. As you exhale, release tension and doubt. Over time, this practice trains the mind to return to focus, even amid life's distractions. Journaling for reflection. Another subtle yet powerful tool is journaling. Each evening, write briefly about your intentions, progress, and challenges. This is not a record of grand achievements, but an honest reflection of your journey. Like water shaping stone, small moments of self-awareness compound over time. Recording thoughts and actions illuminates patterns, reinforces accountability, and reveals the quiet victories often overlooked in the rush of daily life. Physical alignment, Shaolin movements. Incorporating simple Shaolin movements or stretches into your routine strengthens the body and cultivates discipline. Begin with foundational stances, such as the horse stance or low bow stance, holding each for 1 to 3 minutes. These movements, though physically modest, demand patience, endurance, and presence. As your body learns to remain steady, your mind learns the same. Pair these movements with slow, intentional breathing. To maximize their effect on both physical stability and mental clarity. Small, practical habits. Consistency thrives in small, manageable increments. Identify 1 or 2 habits each week to focus on. Perhaps it is waking 30 minutes earlier, drinking water mindfully, or walking in silence while observing nature. The key is not volume but fidelity. Even modest habits, performed with care, strengthen the neural pathways of consistency. Avoid overwhelming yourself. The path is not about speed, but persistence. A sample daily routine. Morning, 5 to 10 minutes. Begin with meditation, focusing on breath and clarity of intention for the day. Morning, 5 to 10 minutes. Perform foundational Shaolin stretches or stances, synchronizing breath with movement. Daytime, practice mindfulness in daily tasks. Walk, eat, or work with deliberate attention, observing sensations, thoughts, and emotions without judgment. Evening, 5 minutes. Reflect and journal, noting progress, challenges, and insights. Night, optional gentle stretching or breathing exercises, to release tension and prepare the mind for rest. The beauty of these practices lies in their cumulative effect. Just as a single drop of water does not immediately form a river, small acts of mindful discipline gradually shape character, resilience, and focus. By returning to these routines daily, even amid distraction, the mind learns endurance, the body gains strength, and the spirit cultivates harmony. Consistency is also about adaptation. Life will inevitably disrupt routines. The strongest understand this and return to practice without self-reproach. A missed session is not failure. It is a reminder to recommit, to re-engage with intention. Over months and years, the accumulation of these mindful repetitions produces transformation. Often subtle but profound, mental clarity, emotional balance, and a steady, grounded presence in the world. In essence, practical consistency is the art of embracing the ordinary, with extraordinary attention. It is a devotion to the small, repeated acts that ripple through life, creating invisible threads that bind effort to achievement, intention to action, and potential to mastery. By practicing meditation, mindful journaling, gentle physical discipline, and simple daily habits, anyone can cultivate the type of unwavering consistency that defines strength, not the strength of force, but the strength of quiet persistence, patience, and devotion. Throughout history, the power of consistency has been illustrated in countless stories, both ancient and modern. In Shaolin temples, tales are told of monks who would strike the wooden dummy for hours each day, not seeking recognition or reward. One story recounts Master Zhang, who for decades practiced the same form at dawn and dusk. Onlookers saw only repetition. Yet within this disciplined rhythm, his movements became seamless, his body and mind united. When tested in combat, or under extreme conditions, Master Zhang's actions were fluid and precise. Not because he had practiced sporadically, but because he had cultivated decades of quiet, deliberate consistency. Buddhist teachings offer similar wisdom. The tale of the bamboo farmer illustrates patience and persistence. For years, the farmer watered the soil and tended his tiny shoots, seeing little growth. Yet, Beneath the surface, the roots were taking hold. When the bamboo finally broke through the soil, it grew rapidly, towering above the landscape. The moral is clear. Consistent effort often appears invisible at first, but it lays the foundation for extraordinary growth. Modern examples mirror these ancient truths. Consider athletes like marathon runners, or martial artists who train daily, often in solitude, facing fatigue, injuries, and self-doubt. Their victories are not born of sudden talent, but of countless hours of deliberate practice. Small improvements compounded over time. Entrepreneurs, too, embody this principle. Successful innovators often endure years of trial, failure, and incremental progress before their work flourishes. Their stories reveal a universal truth. Consistency transforms ordinary actions into extraordinary outcomes. These stories, whether from the ancient Shaolin halls or contemporary life, share a common thread: perseverance in the face of challenge. Consistency is not glamorous or immediate. It is subtle, invisible, and often solitary. Yet its results are profound. The strongest are not those who act sporadically with intensity, but those who return day after day, cultivating their craft, their mind, and their character. The message is both simple and transformative. Greatness is the child of persistence. Each mindful action, each disciplined repetition, is a building block. Even when progress seems imperceptible, each moment of dedication is shaping the future self. By embracing this principle, we learn to see the ordinary as sacred, to value the rhythm of practice, and to trust the slow, steady accumulation of effort. In the end, consistency is more than a habit. It is a philosophy, a lifestyle, and a form of inner strength. It is the quiet fire that shapes mountains, carves rivers, and transforms ordinary people into remarkable beings. By drawing inspiration from these stories, we are reminded that the path may be long and demanding, yet every step taken with devotion brings us closer to the mastery reserved only for those who persist with unwavering commitment. Consistency is a journey, not a destination. From the quiet meditation of a morning breath to the deliberate repetition of Shaolin movements, from the journaling of thoughts to the mindful attention in daily tasks, each step shapes the mind, body, and spirit. We have explored its psychology, understood its philosophy, recognized its challenges, practiced practical methods, and drawn inspiration from stories both ancient and modern. Through this journey, it becomes clear: true mastery is born not from talent alone, but from the unwavering commitment to return, day after day, to the path of deliberate action. The message is simple yet profound. Greatness lies in persistence, and strength is cultivated in the ordinary. Each small act of discipline, repeated faithfully, is a ripple that expands outward, shaping character, building resilience, and transforming potential into achievement. Obstacles will arise, distractions will tempt, and doubt will whisper. But the strongest do not yield. They return to their practice, Embrace the rhythm of effort. And honor the slow, steady accumulation of progress. Now it is your turn. Begin today with one mindful action. Whether a few minutes of meditation, a gentle Shaolin stretch, or a brief journaling session, commit to it. Even if it feels small or insignificant. Share your experience in the comments. Subscribe to continue this journey. And make a promise to yourself. To return, persist. And cultivate the type of consistency that shapes not only skills, but life itself. Every moment you dedicate is a seed planted in the fertile soil of your potential. Nurture it. And watch how the quiet power of consistency transforms you into the strongest version of yourself.